Sunday School Assembly.
Welcome to our porch.
Absolutely.
We're at Winfield, and this porch is utilized for so many things. Parties, obviously, but we also have card parties, mahjong. We have children's reading room,
Book club.
So this porch is kind of the heart of our assembly. It's kind of where everybody of every age has some sort of fellowship.
And we have the library, and we
love it.
Love it. It's so important to us.
At any moment of the day, this porch is being utilized. So it's a very special place.
Yes. And if you're not playing tennis, you're on Winfield Porch.
Right. When I was in the 7th grade, and my sister was in the 5th grade, we were up here in the summer, and my sister just left, but she visited this place 35 years ago, and it's still the same. It's so amazing.
It's old-fashioned, it's traditional, and you never have to worry about anything. You come through the gates and all your cares just fall away. It's just a wonderful place, and your children love it. I'm 7th generation up here, and my children, we've all grown up here, so I love the old-fashionedness of it.
Good. What about you, sir? Well, I'm new here. I've only been here 3 years, but I started coming 30 years ago, and it's just the greatest place to move back in time and slow down and enjoy life. We just love it. What do you like, man?
I'm newer than he is, but I love the friendliness of everyone here, and it's a great place for families to gather.
I came here as a bride, not before I married. My engagement was announced in July the 4th, 1949. And I came up here and I had never heard of Monteagle. I had never heard, I thought we were going in the mountains with maybe a log cabin by a stream, maybe no plumbing. I didn't know what to expect. But anyway, I've been coming ever since.
What's your favorite thing about this place? If you had to pick a couple of things out.
My favorite, probably the people. I've met many wonderful people over the years, and I still come every summer for 8 weeks.
Oh, just the people. I mean, every year it's nice to see everybody you haven't seen for a whole year, so it's nice.
How long have you been coming here?
3 years.
Any of you guys been here since you were a kid?
Me. 4th generation. Yeah. My grandmother, her cottage was drawn out on a cocktail napkin,
and that was the rest is history. But what I love about Monteagle is that you can walk out your door and you see God's beauty just right there at your fingertips every single morning. You don't have to look; it's just right there.
So, what's your favorite thing, sir?
Yeah, that my kids can run free and enjoy safety and don't have to worry about them, and they just get to be kids like we used to, and it's a great thing. So
what's your thing to do out here?
Well, my favorite thing is the generational connections, and my children are 6th generation, and they love it. They've been on the staff since they were little kids. My wife was on staff, my mother-in-law was on staff, and so being out here, when they were younger, we used to love jumping off waterfalls and doing things, and I don't do that anymore. But overall, it's the generational family camaraderie and love that the mountain gives.
So I've been here a long time. My family's been here since the very beginning. The Harton family's been here for a long time, and my kids have been here for a long time. And not only have I've grown up here as a child, my great-grandmother, my grandparents, my parents, all my kids have been here. And then as we get older, now we actually live in the community outside the assembly, and we still come back every summer with our kids, and we get to do our everything here, so it's really wonderful. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, well, I'll ask you a question.
Oh, okay. We're sister-in-laws.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So your whole family's here?
Absolutely, yeah. We come every summer. Extended family.
How long have you guys been coming here?
Since I was a baby. I married, I'm what they call an outlaw, so I married in, and I've been here 27 years, and only reason I made it was because I had 3 sister-in-laws who sort of embraced me, because there's one boy, and he loves it just as much. He does. And I have 4 boys now, and we live in Los Angeles. Every summer, for their we never spend a summer in Los Angeles. So. I grew up in Texas, and we made the trek every summer and now I live in Atlanta, and I get to come up all the time. Okay. And I married a guy that went to Swanee, so we come up a lot.
Let's go this way. What's your favorite thing to do out here?
Yeah, in Monteagle. This. Go walking with friends. Yeah. Let the kids play. No, the kids just take off. Party. Yes, that's so fun. Yeah. Arty party. But I attach myself to whoever's in.
Scott Parrish, and I'm the general manager here at the Monteagle Assembly. And
it's a big job. Somebody has to do it.
Well, that's right. But it's a great job managing all the facilities here, the fundraising, membership, and programming. So it's a great place. A lot of history.
What do you like best about Monteagle?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question. I think the beauty of Monteagle is the first thing that I think everybody sees. But being here, and I'm a year-round resident, so being here during the season and having 1,000 or so friends come for a couple of months is terrific. I love the activity and everything that goes on.
I think it's a sense of community. We are a community, a multi-generational community, and we all know each other. We love each other most of the time, and we get along most of the time. But, this is an example of how we get together, and we don't always agree, but we do love each other.
But we always agree to meet on the porch.
Yes, we do.
Perhaps.
That's our favorite thing to do.
It is.
Time coming, seeming like we all been running, feeling like the Wild West gunning, listen to our elders shunning, All we see is faces, color, color. All the other races, other. Why can't you just be my brother, brother? We don't have to kill one another all around the world. We are one, all around the world. We are one. So where did we all go wrong?
Welcome back to At Home on the Range. I'm here with my friend Susan Onker, but we're not in Jackson. We're at the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly, about 7 miles from Swanee. And one of the things that we love to do here at Monteagle is just be together.
True.
Is any time of the day, but mostly in the late afternoon on porches.
And it involves food.
It involves food. It involves mocktails. It just involves families, friends, anybody that happens to be walking by the porch.
And
So-
just being.
Just being. So in the first segment, I know that you saw those great mocktails, and so Susan is going to make some quick and easy appetizers.
Yes, very
for your
quick and
porch
easy,
party.
because you never know when you're going to be invited for a porch.
And
sitting.
you'll need to take an appetizer.
And you do need, because we all kind of contribute around here. Everybody just kind of brings things, which is always nice, and that's a great way to entertain and open
Yes.
your home when you're not having to make everything and everybody's bringing things. And we also, there's something we always kind of like to say here is that Monteagle, what's for dinner? Anything on a cracker? And that's very
That's
true.
true.
That's very, very
Yes,
true. So I'm just
anything.
going to make some real simple, easy things. And when I come up here, like I was saying earlier, I like to keep a pantry with go-to things.
Right.
And a lot of these things are go-to things, very easy. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and...
Good. What are we going to make?
Well, the first thing we're going to make are tomato sandwiches, which
love
are,
tomato
I don't know how many tomato sandwiches are consumed in the South. That would be interesting to know or guesstimate.
Especially in August, I guess.
Especially in August. So the first thing you want to do is we have beautiful tomatoes right now, but they're really juicy. So when you make a tomato sandwich, you want to make sure that you blot them so they're not saturating everything.
Of course. Wonderful tip.
And the next thing I like to do
Just with
is
a paper towel.
just with paper towel, and same like it with cucumbers as well.
Yes.
And you just want to make sure that all that moisture, otherwise you have a really
Sticky, runny,
and
mouthful.
Hands and finger sandwiches are always, I think, I love them, but they're difficult in the sense, except for tomato sandwiches, that they dry out so fast. So
Yes.
you already have the layer of the mayonnaise, and I'm
Yes.
going to do an open face sandwich.
Yes.
So I have a wonderful little biscuit cutter that's been in our family forever, and you just get your bread and you just circle, just press
What
down.
if you don't have a family biscuit cutter?
Well, I'm glad you asked. What I have also used when I can't find the biscuit holder because somebody has borrowed it or put it where it's not supposed to be, you can get a can. But make sure your can is clean. Really make sure you wash it out because you never know where your can's been. And you can use the edge. It will do the same exact thing.
Yes.
And if you want to make smaller sandwiches, you can do that as well. Also, there are these, sometimes you can find them in the thrift stores and little antique shops, are the old-fashioned little canapé things. And they'll have like a heart or they'll have a
Yes,
club.
and a shape.
Really fun
Oh, that
things.
is
So that's
cute.
another way. But the round is perfect because it fits the tomato. It's super easy. After I let them kind of absorb, I put a little bit of salt, just a little bit, not too much, and I'll tell you why in a second. And then I put some cracked pepper on it.
I like it because you can see it, the cracked pepper. It makes a pretty presentation.
It does. And then I just do regular mayonnaise. Now the other thing is now we have so many great mayonnaise.
Yes.
We have like a mustard infused. There's so many
Yes.
things you can just buy at the grocery store. My children always laugh at me because there may not be anything like, well, clean out the refrigerator to come here for the summer.
Yes, yes.
But there's lots of condiments. They just think I have an issue with condiments. But if you have lots of different jellies and jams
Right.
and chutneys and different mustards, you can kind of infuse them with anything. So for me, because I just like it, I like to put a little bacon on mine. Little surprise. That's why I don't put a lot of salt on them. And then and then if you wanted to put a piece of basil on them, but people love them.
That's a wonderful surprise. I guess you could crumble the bacon on top if you wanted
You
an
could,
extra
but
step.
But if you do
falls
that, it falls off. You
Oh,
want to make, the thing about finger food is you want to make it easy for the person eating.
To eat
You
it.
don't want it to be all over the place. So these are super easy, and people love them. And anytime I ever bring them to a party,
They're
they
the
go.
first ones
They
gone.
go. They go. And the nice thing is the mayonnaise kind of seals it in. Oops.
You know, there are so many good mayonnaises. You don't have to go to the extra step of making homemade anymore.
No, you don't. You don't. And although there's nothing better than homemade mayonnaise, I must say. I mean, homemade mayonnaise is just an art form, and I've never made it, but I know people that do make it. We have a little bazaar every year, and we have some people that make it, and it's the first thing to go.
It
and
is the first thing to go.
Honestly, homemade mayonnaise is just the best.
Yes,
it's just
it is.
wonderful. So anyway, that's just a real simple, and men love these, ladies love these.
Yeah, we do have men in our porch parties.
We do. We have several actually. So in any case, super easy. And another thing is when I make my bacon, I finally, after all these years, have learned the easiest way is to preheat your oven to 350, put parchment paper down, and bake your bacon. It doesn't mess you would think it would mess up your oven. It does not.
And
it
how long
cooks
do you bake
perfectly.
it? You just have to check
About
it?
25 minutes, 25 minutes, depending on how thick the bacon is. It cooks it perfectly. I like to, and I guess this is kind of sad, when I made the bacon this morning, I made extra, and I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you can just heat it up in the microwave a little bit on a paper towel, and so you always have that little bit of something you can add.
You're going to say your family ate all your bacon.
No, God, well, they may have already.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Get along on down the road. We got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Next thing I like to always keep in my freezer, these wonderful little phyllo cups. You can get them anywhere. We can get them at the Big. They're wonderful. And one of my favorite, you can really put anything. Put chicken salad, you can put pimento cheese in them.
Or desserts.
Just toast them up. So one really quick one that I have is if we take them,
Yes.
I just put a little bit of brie in them, a little bit of red pepper jelly on top.
So you've just cut the brie into little squares that will
Little
fit
squares.
into the cup.
Exactly.
Oh, that's perfect.
I bake them until they're bubbly, and that's usually just about 5-10 minutes. Just kind of watch them. And when they pop out, I put a pecan on them. And you can even put a little bit of salt on it just to kind of give that nice balance of
Sweet
salty
and
and sweet.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
we'll bake them later and pass them around, but they're just an easy appetizer, and they're delicious, and they're so easy, and people think you've gone to all sorts of trouble. And if you don't have the pepper jelly, you can use a chutney, you can use a jam, you could put pecans, crumbled pecans.
Yes.
You could kind of like just play around it. It's a great bake, but this is just happens to be a lovely, lovely flavor.
It's so easy to eat.
One
as
of
well.
my favorite things is this recipe, and this is my mother has had this recipe forever. You take white albacore tuna, where's my spoon? Just canned, but I drain it. I like the white albacore. Smush it down. Get my other one out. And of course, get it all smushed up.
And you can get this albacore tuna
Anywhere. The albacore,
nowadays.
yes, and packed in water, and you
Yes.
get it. It used to be kind of hard to find, but it's kind of, I think it's probably more prominent than anything else.
Right.
All right, then you put our favorite mayonnaise, because we love mayonnaise.
We do love a mayonnaise.
And you're basically just making tuna salad without all the other things in it. Just kind of trying to do this quickly.
So all of your recipes are going to be available on eplustv6.com. You can go to our website and get all these recipes and try them for your next porch party.
Now, the secret ingredient, next secret ingredient, this is what really makes it. Toast some slivered almonds, and you put those in there. And it gives it this nutty taste.
It does.
It's wonderful.
It smells so good.
A little bit more mayonnaise in them.
And then you can just put it in your phyllo cup. You don't have
Exactly. And the nice thing about this is this actually stays held up for about 2 days. It doesn't just go soggy and everything. These little cups, you don't even have to cook the little cups with this one. And
The
then
cups stay good
they
for 2 days.
stay for 2 days.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is the little pastries, you can put them right back in there in your refrigerator.
Ah,
And
you
they're
can
just
make
good.
them and put them back in your tray in your refrigerator.
Exactly.
For your
And-
next porch party.
Exactly.
The
So
next night.
They kind of have two flavors. The first night when you have them fresh, they have a nice little nutty, crisp taste. The next day, they kind of absorb a little bit into the cup. And it just, I don't know, it just has a different taste, but it's good. It's really good. I love both of them. So anyway, super easy.
Super easy.
I'm going to hand that
Sure,
to you.
thank you.
Our next, this is one of a Monteagle constantly requested. My
is.
dear friend Amanda Moody. This is her
Yes.
corn dip. It's called Amanda's corn dip. I am not allowed to make it here, ever, because it's her. So
she doesn't know we're
This is her
doing
thing.
this.
I did ask permission. But when I'm home, and we're not in the mountain, I make it all the time.
Ah.
So it's super easy. Just a can of drained corn.
Yellow.
Well, we use yellow or white.
Or white.
3 tablespoons of Parmesan. Here's the funny thing. For years, I would use the really, really good Parmesan shaved. And I would say, it just doesn't taste like Amanda's. I don't understand. I'm following it to the letter. And she was like, oh, silly rabbit. You want to use the shaky parm. For some reason.
The kind that comes in the
container. Yes, so 3 tablespoons. Then about 3 to 4, depending on the size, chopped up. I use the whites and the green part of a green onion. And then about half a cup, a little bit more than half a cup of cheddar cheese. And then we use about a half a cup of mayonnaise.
Of favorite
course, because
ingredient.
we love mayonnaise. I think it's one of the major food groups. Can I have that little?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I'll just do this.
Okay.
I just do
Made
this.
too much noise anyway.
Here we go. It's about a half a cup.
Yes.
You mix it up.
Does Amanda know we're giving her secret out on TV?
Well, it is in our cookbook. We have our women's club several years ago we've done 2 cookbooks, and this is in the second one, and it's actually called Amanda's Corn Dip. Just don't make it
during the
when
season.
she's in residence. I have a few times snuck it, but it's a favorite. And the one thing, and we serve it with wheat thins.
Ah.
It's just for some reason, it has to be wheat thins. It just tastes so great. And anyway, that's it. Another easy,
beautiful.
easy.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think
put
we
that
have
there.
one more over here.
We have one more. So, this is my dump salsa. And I call it a dump salsa. Can you take that little pretty bowl? It's because it literally is whatever I have in the pantry. And there's certain things I always have in my pantry.
Really?
Really. I always have Rotel. I always have black beans, white beans. So anyway, this is as simple as this. Put the Rotel in.
Of course,
the
all these
black
things,
beans.
You've drained everything.
Yep, we've already drained
Except
everything.
for the Rotel.
Put some garbanzo beans in it, some white beans in it,
Oh my gosh.
and then a little can of chilies. They're, oh my God, little.
Does it matter if they're hot or not hot?
Well, if you could put, this is a mild chili, so it just depends. You know, I find that a lot of people don't really generally I like spicy things, but
Like
not
really,
everybody
really,
likes spicy. So I just kind of keep it mild. You can keep a bottle of hot sauce next to it. I put some red onion in. If I had some red or green pepper, I'd throw that in. And you know what? I will use that spoon, even though even has a little tuna on it.
It's
And just
part,
mix
it's
it
part
up.
of your dump salsa. Just dump some tuna in there, I guess.
You can put fresh
Oh, it
cilantro in
smells
here.
so good. Cilantro.
You can put garlic in. I'm going to put a little cumin in it, just a little bit. And then some salt and pepper, a little garlic. We have a little garlic salt, or you could do fresh, whatever you have at your fingertips. And then I just serve it with tortilla chips.
Ah.
And I love, can you hold this for me?
Yes.
I love these, and the fun thing to do with this, is just put it in a nice bowl, which we're going to do here.
So most people think that salsa is mostly a tomato base, but really it can be anything together.
It can be anything. I mean, this is just kind of like a dump.
It's beautiful.
It could be salsa, or it's just kind of a dump. And then it's always nice just to do a few already made, just to give people the idea that they can pick up and then go. Some people just, and it makes it look pretty on the tray too.
That is, yes, and it's also easy to eat. I mean, you really don't need, it's a one bite almost.
And I forgot my one important ingredient. I love feta in this particular. It just gives it a whole nother layer of flavor. And feta is something I always keep too. Feta and beans together is just, and it's just a nice taste. It's not that high fat, and it's a pretty,
you know, we're talking about being on the mountain and only having one grocery store, so we're sort of limited unless we want to go down the mountain. But all these things that you've had on your segment here, really, it's just so easily available. If you don't bring these things up, or if you don't have them in your pantry, I mean, it's just so easy to get it and stock your pantry.
Exactly.
Yes.
I always like to keep artichokes in my pantry. I always like to, when I shop, have green onions available. I always keep my mayonnaise, because I love my mayonnaise. And I always, corn, beans. It's just, and you saw, we just made all these appetizers that quickly. It was so easy, and it was basically, you might not have brie in your, but we can actually get brie up here on the mountain. But this is a really easy, nice way to entertain.
I did see brie at the Pig yesterday. I was so happy to see that. But, you know, we talk about the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly, and I know your family has been here for generations. And
They have been here for generations. In fact, my Aunt Martha lives in Jackson.
Yes.
So some people know her, I'm sure.
Martha Kaiser. Yeah, Kaisers.
And she's a fabulous entertainer. My mother was is still a fabulous entertainer, and my grandmother was wonderful. And fortunately, I married a man that his mother entertained a lot. So
and he loves to entertain.
He loves to entertain. He
He's
really
a wonderful
does.
partner in your entertainment.
In crime. Yes, he is. He is. But in any case, but it doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. And if you kind of plan ahead when you're shopping, just to have certain things in your pantry, you always have something that you can
So
make.
that you're always ready.
You're always ready.
You're always ready.
Especially here, because we just eat.
You just never know.
We just eat.
When somebody might walk by and be hungry.
And, you know, snack supper.
Snack supper. That's true at Monteagle. Whatever you can whip up
Put
in your
on a
bowl.
cracker
Put
or
on a
put in
cracker.
but in
can
any
be
case,
dinner.
just easy, easy.
Oh. Susan, thank you so much for being with us today on At Home on the
it's
Range.
my pleasure.
We have learned a lot of things, and I think people are scared sometimes to entertain because they are scared of this whole process of just getting the food on the table.
Well,
But we've
people
made it
just
easy.
want to be invited. That's all. People just
come.
really want to be. It doesn't matter how big your house is or perfect. I mean, people just want to be. Some of my best times are on a little teeny porch on a rocking chair with somebody. They just
Love
want to
it.
be.
So come up to the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly and join us for a porch party. Thank you for joining us today at Home on the Range. We've had so much fun being on location. All of our recipes are going to be available on eplustv6.com, so check it out and have your own porch party. See you next time.
Time and time again, you know, when I'm doing street magic, I'll walk up to someone and I can just see that they're against me, right? They don't want to be amazed. They don't want this experience to happen. But then the magic happens.
Can we be there?
And all of that falls away.
I know that some will say,
Come on, man.
matters a little bit.
John, I believe in magic.
It's the experience of waking up and seeing things the way you saw them before they became ordinary.
I needed to try.
That's the goal. I'm looking for that experience of wonder.
Never get old.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to have my seat?
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.